Hey, hey, this is Totally Toni Blake, and it is time again for 10 at 10. I am so excited to be here again with you in this amazing place called the internet, where we get to become better human beings together. Because, I believe that we are stronger when we are together. That's right. I have a great assignment for you this week. Are you ready? Your assignment this week is I'm going to show you 3 ways to be self-made. Oh, hashtag I am self-made. Today I want to talk to you about the power that we have to choose and create and be responsible for our own life, like it's my life, like I made this life, what I have in my life. Or maybe it's somebody else's fault, the things that we have going on in our life. Is it somebody else's fault that we have that? Is your mama, your daddy, your brother, somebody else? Because here's the truth. Self-made. You'll make yourself something. You're going to make something of yourself. And life is going to give you ingredients. And guess what? They're not all good. Every experience in life is not good. Challenges come into our life. But our goal is to take everything that comes into our life and to turn it into good. And many people, there's tons of quotes, you'll see this, that they have found their greatest strength in their most challenging moments, where we can convert that pain to our passion. We can convert trials into our greatest character lessons. We have negative experiences and we have challenges and we have obstacles to overcome. And if you need to see people overcoming, let me tell you something, Google will lend you a hand. Just go Google people overcoming obstacles, and there is story after story after story about people doing that. A couple of them I want to bring to your mind. Number one is Helen Keller. Wow. I love biography channel and I love autobiographies, and this is the most amazing story. Now I have a grandson who's not much older than 19 months old, and that is when she was stricken by this illness that had a high fever, that she lost her hearing and she lost her sight. So here she is, a 19-month-old baby, unable to either hear or see. And so she was the first deaf and blind person to graduate from a university. Wow, there's a leap. By the time she was 16, she had completely mastered Braille and a thing called finger spelling, and guess what? Speech. And she graduated from the university and she became, guess what? An author and a speaker. She was an inspiration to others. Now listen to this quote from her. She said, "Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved." Drop the mic, Helen Keller. Here's another thing she said. "The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be either seen or touched. They must be felt by the human heart." Wow. What amazing brilliance. I remember when I was younger hearing a little poem that said, "What are little girls made of? Sugar and spice and everything nice." Well, I just want you to know that I'm kind of self-aware. And even though I have used some sugar and I have used some spice, I'm pretty sure it ain't everything nice that I've used to be self-made. We need to be self-aware. And our goal needs to be, when challenges come, to make sure we heal our heart and we heal our mind and we convert the chaos to our best character and our best greatness. I love the book The Secret, and from Rhonda Burns, and she has a thing in there that talks about what you focus on expands. It gets bigger. So if you focus on fear, fear gets bigger. If you focus on love, love gets bigger. Everything expands with the way we think about it. And so this is a pretty simple thing. Have you ever heard something about entertaining a thought, like they're going to entertain that thought? No. See, when evil or negative or whatever comes into your mind, if you entertain that thought and you focus on that, that expands into your world. You can get yourself pretty messed up about it. Or you can choose to be positive and focus on your healing. Focus on not what you've lost, but what you can gain. Number one, you ready for the 3 ways to become self-made? Here's the first one. No one can make you. I have a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. I think she is amazing. She said this: no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Whoa, isn't that great? No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So no one can make you sad. No one can turn to somebody right now and go, you can't make me. You can't make me. You can't make me mad. You can't make me sad. You can't make me happy. You can't make me successful. It is my choice. I choose when I'm going to be mad. I choose when I'm going to be sad. Those are all our choices. We have to be responsible. And that's part of being hashtag I am self-made. So I saw this word one time, responsibility, done as respond with ability. And I've talked about this before, but that whole victim mentality where you're the victim is that you feel powerless. But when you respond with ability, when you're responsible, you immediately get rid of that. So listen to a definition of responsible. I love words. The opportunity or ability to act independently and make decisions without authorization, hashtag adulting, hashtag I got the power, hashtag self-made. See, negative happens, and we walk in a world that has a lot of negative in it. But it's our responsibility to convert the chaos into a character. I watched in this restaurant one time in Salt Lake City, and there was a young lady, and I know she was young. She had her back to me because she was laid over the diaper changing station. I'm like, she has no idea where she is. Ew. And so she had a little tech device out, and she is wailing. I mean, right? So I passed her up, and I'm gonna go pick my stall, which I think is a very important procedure. And I'm thinking about which stall I want to go in. All of a sudden I hear her wailing and I'm like, oh God, it's an assignment. So I go back to her and I pat her on the back and I say, baby, do you need a hug? She turns around and looks at me and I go, come on, let's hug it out. So she came in and I gave her a hug and I pat her on the back and I let her cry some more. Oh. And then I squared her shoulders and I looked at her and I said, please don't tell me this is because of a boy. She's like, yeah. And I said, let me tell you something, darling. You know your nose is running. I mean, like, once your nose start running, that's like 20 minutes. You're going to be sniffling and snorting for 20 minutes. And if you keep this up and you don't stop crying, you're going to get that, like, thing, you know, that involuntary little thing. And I'm saying to her, I'm not going to tell you to stop crying because only you can tell yourself to stop crying. Only you decide to come in here and cry. And she gives me this look like, who in the heck are you? And I'm like, I'm your freaking fairy godmother. That's who I am. And she like, I said, do you have friends out there? And she said, yes. I said, don't give other people your power. You have the choice. You decide to be happy right now. You decide to stop crying. And when you do, it should be your choice and your choice alone. And now I got to go pee because when I got to pee, I got to pee. So I went and picked my stall. But here's the thing. So many people give their power to others to make them happy or make them mad. When you've done that and you point your finger at someone, I know you've heard this. There's 3 fingers pointing back at you. Respondability, you know? And so we are responsible for all of our emotions. I'm going to read this, and I hate to just read to you, but I want to make sure and get this right because I want to share one of the stories that I find the most brilliant of somebody turning chaos into greatness and character. And that is I wish you was my friend, Miss Oprah Winfrey. I love you, Oprah. I miss you. I love Oprah Winfrey. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Oprah. You would never know by looking at her that she was born to a single mother and grew up in extreme poverty. Her start in life was rough, and she was constantly passed back and forth between her mother and her grandmother to be raised. She also shared that she was sexually abused from a young age. Before her rise to fame on her daytime talk show, Oprah started out as a television reporter. She was fired from one of her early jobs because the producer thought it was she was unfit for television. Yet she persevered. And after a few years, she landed what became the Oprah Winfrey Show. You get a better life, and you get a better life, and you get a better life from watching her. One of the most successful daytime talk shows in history. She rose to the top of an industry dominated by white males and was the first black woman, ready, billionaire in history. She has quite an amazing rags to riches, and she even faced sexual harassment, and she still turned her chaos into character. And I just love her. I think she is an amazing, amazing example. So are you ready for number 2? Choose the lesson. Choose not to focus on the pain and repeat the pain. Why do people repeat the pain story? And then they just take their mind and they just keep reinforcing all of that negative until they give strength to the negative. It's the whole thing about the Indian chief, you know, which wolf are you going to feed, the good wolf or the bad wolf? And so focus on the lesson. What lesson can I learn in life? And have you ever noticed that, like, if you have a life lesson and you don't get it, you get a makeup exam. Like the same exact lesson winds up happening. You're like, this looks awfully familiar, and you're back at it. And it's so important that you choose the lesson, okay? I was on this flight, and I was going out to LA, and there was this cute girl on the plane with me, and she was a makeup artist, and we started talking about makeup and stuff, and we're having this great conversation. All of a sudden, the plane starts up, and she death grips the armrests in between our seats. And I was like, oh my Lord, what happened? And she's like, the plane's starting. Yeah, this is how we go. She's like, oh, something terrible, terrible happened to me on a plane. And I was like, oh man, I guess you want to tell me, right? And she's like, well, I don't have to. And I said, well, good. Like, wait a minute. Okay. So just tell me this. How long ago was it? She kind of looks up and she's figuring out the math and she's like, well, I guess it's been like 8 years. I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. Something terrible happened to you on a plane 8 years ago and you packed it and brought it on this flight? And she looks at me like I'm the one who's crazy. And she's like, well, yeah. And I said, you know what? It's time to write a new story. Number 3, the way to be self-made is to write your own story. Even if a negative thing happens, I want you to do a rewrite, okay? I want you to rewrite. So I say to her, we are on Southwest Airlines, okay? I have drink coupons. And so instead of pulling out the safety instructions, I pulled out the menu with, you know, Jimmy, Johnny, Jack, or Jose. And they even have champagne now on Southwest Airlines. Love you, Southwest Airlines. And so when we got in the air, the flight attendant came by. She didn't even charge us. I love them. She didn't take my little coupons. We had the best time. And when we got to LA, I said to her, just do me. She was like, thank you so much. I said, just do me one favor. No, do yourself a favor. Don't ever tell that negative story again. So I want to ask you a question. Do you have a negative story? Something that you think defines your life? Something that you're allowing to continue to give power to? Is it possible that if you let go of the past, that the past would let go of you? I know it's not loud, but I want you to think about it. I want you to think about doing this. You ready? I want you to think about shaking off the past. Yes, I'm a little crazy, but what can I say? I want you to just decide today, whatever that negative story is, I'm never going to tell it again. That it is no longer going to define you because we are self-made. What do you think about today's lesson on 10 at 10, where we are becoming better human beings because, you know, we're so much stronger when we're together. I love this time together. I love this opportunity that we have because I put these lessons together and it puts all this in front of me. I love the word remind. To remind, to redo your mind, to put something really great in front of you. So I hope this week you'll accept your assignment. 3 ways in which you are going to become self-made. Don't forget thekindnesschallenge.com for 35 weeks of kindness and hashtag 1M so people can always find good. And once again, talk to me. Tell me where you're from. Let's have a great conversation this week. I'm so excited to share these lessons with you. Share them with your friends if you got something out of it. And let's continue to become stronger. Again, I hope you loved your message today on 10 at 10. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great week.